series. I cannot wait to bring you the action. I am super excited to be here as always. Just got back from the Rochester Institute of Technology land not too long ago. Had some Dota 2 Canada Cup casting. We've had a long time before we've had a Dota Pit match, but here we are, NiP versus Alliance. Very excited to be joining you all here today on twitch.tv/DotaPit. Wouldn't have it any other way, guys. And of course, we're here with an all-Swedish affair. Very excited. It's going to be a good one. We have NiP going up against Alliance, the Juggernauts currently. And guess what? Alliance, they've got to stand in. Nikwa, he's not here, but look who they do have. It's Admiral Bulldog. I'm excited. This is going to be a callback to the old Alliance. We're here in the playoffs, the lower bracket, the losers round 2. Alliance versus NiP. Winner will move on to losers round 3. Loser is out of the tournament, so this best of 3 means a whole heck of a lot. Thank you so much for joining us. We are, of course, High Ground TV, bringing you the action today. Produced by Pimp Muckle, observed by as well. We got Mott Packs and Stats. And joining me today as the co-caster is going to be Jenkins. Jenkins from Leviathan. How are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited. How are you doing?
I'm good. We had some cloudiness before the start of the draft. Of course, you know, working with new production stuff, it's a lot of fun. We're here. We're in the draft. And most importantly, I think everyone's waiting for people to talk about 6.84. I know you guys had a video. Leviathan did a whole little, I was watching you guys actually do it live last night where you discussed all the patch notes, the patch changes. And one of the things we were talking about before we went live here, the most probably interesting thing is that Night Stalker, we think he's really strong, and he didn't get touched. In fact, he got buffed, like a little bit. He got buffed.
Yeah, they increased the slow on Void, so now it's just like, actually, I don't remember. I think it's just the attack slow is 50 at all levels, which is just like, you know, I don't think you needed it. And the same goes for Spear Breaker. You got a little bit of a buff. Both of those heroes are just like in the Euro scene. They go so ham. Yeah, they're just like getting buffed by Ice Frog. I think people just like didn't fully understand the hero until like just as of late. And now these heroes are getting picked a lot more, and you kind of think, oh man, maybe they didn't need a buff.
Yeah, I think maybe it was a little bit. They didn't really know about the Night Stalker. Yeah. They really didn't understand because he only really came online in like the last month. It was like April was the month of Night Stalker, honestly, and he's now like first pick material, right up there with like Lena, right up there with everybody else. And so, if you look at the drafts right now, I actually like both teams. The Zeus is a very important pickup for NiP, but Alliance get the Chen for Ake, and arguably one of the best Chen players of all time, and he's gonna have a good time. They also get the Drought and Wind Ranger. We'll see how this turns out for Alliance's draft here. Yeah,
the NiP do have a lot of counter push just with these heroes. They have the Witch Doctor for stunning the Chen creeps, the Lena and the Zeus obviously for their just like huge magic burst and counter pushing. So if they actually don't hit their timing with the Chen, and the Draw Ranger also just hitting the towers, NiP could take this just from essentially stalling out the game, depending on the last pick, of course. But
yes,
they definitely have the tools to deal with the Chen if things do go well for them.
Yep. This feels like pseudo Deathball from Alliance, kind of, with the Chen and the Draw Ranger. We talked about the Chen a couple nights ago, too, and how important it is to hit that timing window. And if NiP were to pick any, like, late-game-esque hero, I wouldn't go as far as to say, like, a Spectre, but anything along those lines, then suddenly Alliance would have to deal with, you know, we need to get this game done and over. I mean, they still have a chance late game, obviously, but the Chen and Draw Ranger really make it so there's a lot of pressure early game to get things done.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of pressure because if you can't really against the strategy. I mean, it's not just a Chen here; it's the Draw Ranger, of course, with the Wind Ranger, and the bonus damage on her Focus Fire. You get the Draw Aura for that, of course.
Yes, yes.
So that's it's a lot of damage to these towers. They can't just sit back idly and let the towers fall and just say like, okay, we'll deal with the Chen later. Like they're actually gonna have to fight into it. They might have to do some like Hail Mary play and go for a lot of fighting, which honestly is pretty fun. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, there's going to be some clashes here, especially with the axe picked up for NiP, and yeah, this is going to be exciting stuff. And it should be important to note this is probably going to be a mid-Wind Ranger. I think Admiral Bulldog can play Wind Ranger offlane, but I think that Pycat, he's just too good on this hero. He's run the good old Slashers Way build a couple of times, which I've been a big fan of, and he's done serious work with the hero. But last pick is probably going to be Bulldog's hero for Alliance. Then for NiP, you've got to get, I think, Era's hero, and there's a lot of Era heroes still left in the pool, so I'm excited, man. This draft has gone pretty quick. I feel as if this is going to be action-packed, and honestly, I'm a big fan of both of the rosters. The Lycan Band comes out now, NiP. They smartly banned out 4th Band Viper. I think that's a solid choice because Chen Viper seems very strong, too. We've seen that before as well.
Yeah, it's really strong. But once again, it forces the window, which obviously Alliance are a team that are, you know, they have a lot of experience with the Chen, so they're gonna know this too, and they're probably just gonna put on a bunch of pressure. And there's the Furion. Okay.
Team pick.
Now this is not 6.84 yet, so
No.
he's not quite as good as he will be. Which, by the way, I'm a big fan of the buffs they gave to Furion. They give like extra base damage to the Trance, like 6 extra base damage. I think Sprout got buffed as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anything else got touched. I don't think so.
They gave him an Aghanim, so whenever he kills something with Wrath of Nature, it spawns a Treant, and then if you kill a hero with Wrath of Nature, it spawns a Super Treant that does like 3 times the damage and health. It's pretty funny.
All right, well, I didn't read
10
that part.
seconds
That sounds absurd.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking that NMP's gonna
5
pick up a Jug
seconds
here.
remaining.
I've just seen them pick a lot of Jug with Axe, and that's like an era hero, right? So
Yeah, that's something you could like.
Oh.
Sven as well. That's I
Yeah.
really like that against this lineup of all right clickers, mostly right clickers coming out. Warcries, it's pretty good this game. I think this is a good choice.
yeah, you can just munch through like all the summons and the Chen creeps and stuff with the Sven cleave like it's nothing. Like if you get a good Axe call, just onto like purely creeps, you can actually just stop a tower push like dead in its tracks just with the Sven ulti and the cleave. So this is a really good pick, especially with Axe. I like this a lot.
Not sure who was running it in Canada Cup, but I've seen the Sven Axe before. I think you might have been casting with me.
Was it not today?
It might have been. I think it was actually. You're right. It was actually a mid Sven from Van for Not Today, and that was really solid. And he got such good farm. Of course, they had Smash, who was playing the Brewmaster in the safe lane. It's a bit different, but they had Ifrit in the offlane Axe, so it's not quite the same lineup. But I think NiP have. And Sven's also very good in the late game. Like he could destroy your team within seconds. You know, given like Mask of Madness, Shreds, Daedalus, like Blink BKB, like those items that are core. Eventually, if he gets up there, man, he'll do the damage.
Yeah, one thing I am a little worried about is I actually think that the Wind Ranger's just gonna like tear through the Sven late game if she can get a good shackle. But then again, you have this Sven who just pumps out like so much like absurd damage. If they get a good Axe call or a good cask or anything that gets like 2 or more heroes, I think the team fight's just over. If he has a BKB, he just pops a BKB, blinks it on the drow, and then just goes absolutely apeshit.
Yeah. The team fight for NiP is so damn good. You talk about the call, you talk about, you know, Sven jumping in, but we haven't even talked about Death Ward, Zeusalt, Lena, and everything that she's got. So NiP, like, it's not quite the wombo combo that we're used to seeing with like a black hole or an RP into like a whatever, but it's team fight that does exist, and it's a lot of physical team fight as well with the Death Ward coming out. Look at all this aggression. 5-man coming in, Trance coming through. Matt's gonna walk right in. They're gonna find Honskin. LSA's gonna go to cast bounce, but Honskin is gonna feed away first. Look, Stormhammer, Matt in trouble. It was on to 3. Air's gonna back away. Look at the Arc Lightning procs going through. Pycat gonna win run away. It is 1-1. Awkward engagement. Matt just walks right out, but they do get the first blood. They'll throw up the Battle Hunger onto Ake. Maybe not the target they wanted to get. A couple of clarities going out. The Treant Protector, or rather the Treants, will start chasing them down, but still, first blood does go out for NiP despite losing the Lita in the end. Still works out in their favor.
Yeah, that's I would say that's definitely in favor for NiP just because they got to actually put wards in the Chen's jungle. Oh, well, actually, never mind. They put down a. Oh no wards. They just wanted to do a level 1 engagement. They did get the rune, however, though.
Ake's gonna get cast. LSA gonna connect. Is there enough damage here? They don't body block him. Now they do. Silkid gets up. They get the right click, and Ake, with an uncharacteristic mistake, he goes down. Wow, that was awkward as hell, and that's even a better start for NiP coming out as well.
These are some awkward lanes. You have a Furion safe lane with the Chen jungle. And then the dual support. Okay, so this is why they invaded the enemy jungle. They're not going to order. They're just going to say screw it. They're just going to sit in the jungle and just mess with the Chen the whole time.
Oh my
They
god.
don't need wards if the supports are just sitting in the jungle.
This has been the best start so far for NiP. They're going to jump on Jonas. They're going to throw up the Void, but they don't really have the damage, even with level 1 Precision Aura. They just can't get the kill. They needed Frost Arrows probably to secure that one, but they're going to harass. This is actually one of the worst lanes for an Axe. Drow Ranger's so good against the Axe. And look at the Frost Arrows go to work. It looks like Jonas is going to go down. One more right click, and Mad will secure the kill. And again, the Frost Arrows coming out, the Precision Aura damage, and that's just easy for Alliance.
Oh, that's so rough for yeah, that's not what you want on Axe, and unfortunately he had to skill for the Battle Hunter first, so it's not like he can bail to the jungle or do like the easy camp or anything like that. He's just like purely a lane harasser at this point. No call, counter helix, which he just picked up. It's just unfortunate.
Not going to be a great start for him. Crosshair is going to be so annoying. One of the heroes that does the best against an Axe, but we need a couple more levels in that. And Jonas will run out to Loda here and do some damage, but for now it's just going to be sitting back a little bit more farming going through. Bottom lane Era, aggressive dual lane, 6 last hits for him. Bulldog is sitting at 4. I think he tried to do something with his creep or with his treants. He's harassing Hanskin. He doesn't seem to mind. Ake does get the I think the counter ward with the sentry on the high ground there, so that's good. He at least gets one more camp. They threw a Stormhammer on that Bulldog, but he's fine. And so far, it's actually Alliance ahead in CS, but it's still very early on here, and it's a 2-2 score. They're gonna throw a cask up. Won't do much there, and that's it.
This aggressive dual lane thing with the Lina is something that the European scene really likes to do. And I think it's really good because the kill potential for this lane is so high that Alliance just chose to do an aggressive offlane themselves just because they expected it. Like with the stun into the Lina light strike, you can pretty much kill anyone.
Yep. And it's not like the offlane for Alliance isn't very potent either. I mean, we already saw them get a kill, so this actually works out to their benefit too.
Yep, very experienced laning coming up from these guys.
Oh man, Era just walks in, they Stormhammer, they get the Light Strike Array, and actually, no, they didn't even need it, they just threw up the Dragon Slave, I believe, and it's an easy kill coming out, so Admiral Bulldog gets a little dove. This is a tough lane, and it's gonna be a bit rough on him, I think.
Yeah, these heroes just do so much damage. This is a really difficult lane for Admiral Bulldog. And he can't bail to the jungle because Chen's in the jungle, and that'll just give Era total free farm. He pretty much just has to sit down here and soak.
So offlane is going poorly coming out for Alliance. They're gonna take mid, they're gonna get the spread up. Shackle shot will latch, power shot lift, one more right click, they get the kill. They're looking for some body blocks. LSA and the Bulldog, he'll go down, so he TPs it, gets an assist, and dies. Dragon Slave almost kills Pycat. Last right click, gets the kill, no high ground miss. Hanskin gets the double coming out. Oh, that was so close, but it turns out to be okay. Hanskin picks up a double kill. What a turnaround.
Oh, this Lina's gonna be a problem now. That's a lot of soul experience. Lina, it's 4 minutes in. Lina's level 5 as a support. Lina.
He's 800 gold, man. He's rich.
Yeah, this is. I mean, he's the same level as the mid laners.
So Loda's gonna get called, and Maldic was already on him. He got cast up. There's gonna be the Void. Buyback in from Loda. Power shot. They need a Shackle though. Void's up and through. The haste rune Shackle doesn't latch. The angle wasn't there. How far will Matt dive? He's gonna get the Void off. They're looking for the right click. There's going to be a counter. Helix proc. Matt in trouble. Will look like he's going to die to the tower battle. They're going to use the bottle. He's going to survive. The bottle comes out from Pycat just to give him that last tick of regen, and that dive almost kills him, but turns around. And that last tower hit would have killed him if it weren't for the bottle coming out from Pycat. That was sick. Excellent plays.
A lot of like chaos in this game. Oh my god. Fairly calculated though. They obviously know what they're doing with these dives and stuff. Literally a bottle tick just saved that guy from just dying to the tower, giving a freebie to Axe. But very calculated plays coming out.
It's nuts. And you mentioned that this is going to be a pretty action-packed game, at least in the draft, and it's looking like it's going to shape up that way. And it's just 5 minutes in. It's 4-6. Era now, bottom lane. They rotate Mad. They're going to try to maybe go on him, but he has 2 points to the war cry. He's got the stun. Now Hanskin's nearby as well. Courier's going to come in, and it's looking like it's going to give a ward up to Hanskin. Needs to send the Courier back. Needs to micro it a little bit more. He'll be safe for now. Era is your CS leader with 28 last hits. Loda's not too far behind with 46. All things considered, despite NiP having a kill lead and, of course, a little bit of a CS lead with Era, it's still looking okay for Alliance right now.
They also just saw Mad place a ward bot. That's pretty nice. They'll probably just de-ward that, and that's one of the wards gone for the next, like, 5 minutes or so.
Entry? I don't think anybody has it currently.
No, not currently. Yeah, But the ping came up from Era. He's just like, okay, there's a defensive lane ward here for Bulldog. Yep. We can de-ward that.
Oh, they could get the Zeus over there. He's not going to come bottom though and still stay mid. And they're rotating up with Ake. They have a pretty big Chen army. Jonas is going to walk up the crosshairs. They're going to find Seal Kit to silence this up. Seal Kit gets blown up. Test of fate. They actually get a TP in. Admiral Bulldog avoids the use of call. Now Hanskin going to get sprouted up as well. Shackle shot ready to go. He's going to throw it. Hanskin voided up. Power shot. See you later. It's a double kill from Bulldog. That 5-man rotation coming out. They have such good mobility coming out from Alliance, and now they're going to put pressure onto this tier 1 tower. Pycat will take the creep wave.
This is a really nice lead for having a Chen on your team at this point, because they can just translate this into just a ton of objectives. potentially just take down every tier 1 now, assuming that they carry on with this lead and then just take Roche. So this is what they need, especially because Axe is gonna blink.
Axe has had a rough time, man. He's got nothing.
Yeah, he's having a pretty miserable game. 4th on net worth, lower than the Chen and the Furion, who had a really bad lane, but he's just TPing around and making space on the map.
This is not looking great. Jonas is going to have to take some time here to get a blink dagger for himself, whether that's in the jungle, whether that's in lane, whether that's getting kills. But look at this. Sensor Conqueror Stomp. Elsie's going to go, but Pycat coming in, looking for a shackle shot. Oh, it's going to land. The TP in from Bulldog, the power shot. Seal Kid now looking to get right click down. They do get the call on Bulldog. Counter Helix. They're going to use the Zeus ult as well, but Loda comes in, blows up that Lina. They won't go any further for Jonas, but still it is a 2-for-1. I think Ake did go down to the Zeus ult, yes, but still a 2-for-1 in the end. Really great trades coming up from Alliance now at 7 minutes into the game.
He almost has his mech too. When they get his mech, they just group up and take down every tier 1 fairly easily. It's pretty much just the lean ins. The Zeus they're gonna be counter pushing. Both of which actually do have a lot of farm levels, so they may be able to do it, but they're pretty much just stalling out right now until they can get the Axe blink. That's when NiP's draft is really going to come online, because that's a lot of their control right there.
Yeah, the Zeus isn't going to rotate around until that point. The Arrow will just try to farm as much as possible, but this bottom lane's going to start getting a bit crazy once Loda gets down here. And it's a double damage rune for Sven now, as he has the bottle. He's going to just try to get some more CS. He is still the highest CS in the game. Like you mentioned, I don't think NiP really want to do anything until Jonas can get that blink dagger, but the onus isn't really on them. It's going to be Alliance. Do they want to take down more towers? You know, do they want to push his 5? Do they want to pressure? And I think that's going to be the case here pretty soon, especially when Ake gets his Chen, like you mentioned, or mech. Jeez.
Yeah, it's definitely on them, but they have the tools to do it. I'd just be very worried about this Lina right now. He's getting a lot for support Lina.
Arrow might get caught. They can sprout him. They're not using it just yet. I hear a shackle shot on the backside. They get Hanskin easily. Cask is going to go, and it will push them back. But Pycat does pick up a kill on Hanskin with, I think, a shackle shot, power shot, right click combo, just easy kill there. Nicely done.
Top tower is under attack.
The nice thing for NiP is that Axe is actually, he's just been uncontested in the jungle while this is happening. He even picked up a quelling plate just to farm a little faster. So he just understands, boys, I gotta get this blink. This is so important right now. That's how they lose this, is just having this blink so delayed that the Axe just does nothing in this game. They're just making space for him at this point, so that's kind of nice.
So we're looking forward at maybe 12 minutes at max here for this Axe, and maybe even earlier. And if he gets into that time, that's huge. But if it's 15-minute blink dagger, the game could already be really in Alliance's favor at that point with tier 1 towers going down.
Exactly. The tier 1s are gonna fall. The draw ranger, the wind ranger, they're gonna pick up their early game items, and they can just start taking Roche and getting Aegises. So he needs his blink. He's almost got it too, so this is really nice for him.
Yeah, he's come back really well. Jonas, again, having a pretty rough early game, now transitioning pretty well into mid to late game. Well, I mean, it's only 10 minutes into the game, so it's a bit early to talk about.
Ooh, Pycat's running into the jungle. He might actually get a free kill on Axe here.
Oh, there's a sentry? They pinged him. They know he's there. They have a pretty good understanding, and it looks like Jonas is going to get out. Seal Kid might bait this. Yeah, they throw a sentry. Pycat going to get maledicted. Now there's the lightning bolt. He's going to wind run away. Pycat is they knew the entire time there's a sentry. Zeus ult's gonna go. Hanskin, LSA, gonna miss. Hand of God. Jonas looking to chase. Now they're gonna get the call. No! The Laguna Blade does pick up the kill though, and that's gonna be an assist for Jonas, which is huge. Nice bait, and they're gonna smoke right out of it, although they smoked right here on top of this observer ward, so I think maybe Alliance might have known. We'll see.
Arrow's getting blocked bot. He's gonna go down.
Nice kill. Nice counter kill.
There's so many summons, it's so hard for he's just trying to walk around the summons. He's okay, I guess I'm dead.
30 different creeps. Ask is gonna go into Ake. They're gonna use the Dragon Slave, but now there's gonna be Centaur Conqueror Sop. There's gonna be a Dark Soul Summon and Snare. Look at the Arc Lightning's coming out though. Bulldog TP's in, Sprouts onto one. Seal Kid now, he's blocked as well. So many creeps. Hanskin trying to TP away. He's not gonna make it out. NiP, despite losing Arrow, try to smoke to the enemy jungle. Ake has great positioning, walks away, and then the creeps go to work, and now it's Alliance's Roche. So huge.
With the Wind Ranger ulti, this is just the easiest Roche they've ever done. And the Drow Aura, My god, it's dying fast.
Yeah, it's gonna be, there's no way, I don't think, NiP will try to contest this, but it's gonna be dead by the time they get there. It looks like the Treant's gonna come in. Seal Kid's like, I want to try to deal with this, but it's too late. Pycat has the Aegis, and this was the concern. Getting objectives, getting kills, and transitioning towards that mid-game. Alliance are getting there. In fact, I think Pycat, he was getting close to an Aghanims. He actually just has the point booster now, so he's still pretty far away from it. It's scary. This is scary times for NiP, man.
Yeah, I'm really worried about this. The Wind Ranger with the Drow Aura. He's gonna, the amount of damage he's gonna do is just completely absurd. He can kill anyone from full health, I think, including the Sven, even with Warcry up. Especially if he gets a Daedalus. He's almost like a better late game carry than Sven, just because like he's a lot squishier, a lot easier to kill, but he does more damage.
Oh my god. Jonas? Bulldog? Oh, they know. Alright. That's awkward.
What is going on?
Alright, well I guess they're gonna, that was weird. Jonas is just like, I probably should have left, huh? Just gets blown up. Alright, well. I guess a kill's a kill, or something. I don't know what to say about that other than, Meanwhile, they're gonna find Seal Kid. Matt just runs to the jungle. And Owen is called by the announcer. That's how you know this game's going well for Alliance.
Oh, that's just a solo kill, straight up. Wow,
yep.
That's Matt's loving life right now.
This pseudo deathball lineup is actually dominating right now. They're just gonna go right to this tier 2 tower too. They have Aegis. They've got everything they possibly want. Pycat's like 1,000 away from his Aghanims too. That's quite frightening.
And this is the Chen factor with the Drow Ranger. They can just translate all of these kills into so many objectives before NiP can even handle it. But once again, with this Axe Blink and the Sven ulti, there's always a comeback mechanic. So they do need to be very careful, and I'm sure they will be. As you can see, they're kind of backing off, not pushing anything too aggressively here.
They don't want to get caught by like a 4-man call into Stormhammer and to cleave you're dead. That doesn't sound great.
Yeah, that's death.
So, Jake, do you think NiP are just gonna sit back, try not to take too many engagements unless they come towards them? Like,
awkward little engagement spot. Yeah, I would say that's probably what's gonna happen. It's strange though, because you'd think that since Alliance has this timing window where they want to push, that their late game is actually worse than NiP's. And granted, NiP has a lot of damage late game, a lot of disable. Oh, Seal Kid's actually getting gone on top.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he just dies to 10 creeps. Oh my god. That was sick. 3 sets are Conquerors and a Wild Wing. They're getting up on him.
I bet Akai's having a fun time on the bottom.
They finally get a return kill. Admiral Bulldog is going to go Stormhammer into LSA. That's more than enough to get the kill, but they need a lot more than that. Jonas is now in some trouble. He is going to get silenced first. He can't blink. He's just going to get right-clicked at. They blow him up so fast with Loda and his Mask of Madness. Oh my god. The damage is absurd for Alliance right now.
Lots of little mini engagements going on here. Honestly, I'd say this is more in favor of NiP. It sucks that the Axe is getting so shut down. Zeus coming out. Just because NiP is fighting into an Aegis right now and a timing window, so anything they can get is excellent.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They just need to not lose as many objectives as they can safely.
These Zeus have been done. Steel Kid's gonna die again, I think. Yeah, that's what's his he's died 7 times. That's a problem. That is a lot of gold. Air's just gonna run at him. Air's gonna throw the Stormhammer. He doesn't have his God strength. They're gonna silence Hanskin. He's definitely gonna die. They're gonna use the Hand of God, and Hanskin's just dead with a right click. Throws Spinel save before he dies. They get the call, I think, gone to nothing, and they herd them into the tier 3 tower while taking the tier 2 and killing 2 heroes in the process.
And then Mad just casually denies the bird as it's about to die to the Axe Hunger. That's just a slap in the face.
They're playing so well right now.
Yeah, this is like I said, it's super calculated aggression. These guys playing this lineup just like they have to.
Looking so good for them. They're gonna back up. They won't go for the tier 2 tower mid just yet. Tier 1's still bottom. So despite it being 16 minutes into the game and them having such a huge lead, they still have objectives to secure. Bulldog will get up an Orc now, which is again huge, and they have the top 3 in net worth. And it feels like at some point this lead just might be too much to deal with, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, you really never know in this patch. Oh, looks like they just do a casual 4-man smoke behind the middle tower on the side of NiP, while Axe shows top. So Alliance may be feeling pretty safe right now because the Axe is showing top, and Axe is like a lot of the lockdown initiation. But they are just leading with Air's Blink, and I don't think they're actually going to find anyone, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're heading to their own jungle. They want to take it back, but there's nobody up here. And Alliance, despite maybe not knowing, they are in a pretty good defensive position here. They were under the tier 2 tower while still having the 2-1 mid. They'll walk back up now. They'll see Air is still farming top. They know that he's out there. They can feel a bit safer. They see Silken walking through the jungle as well with this ward, so...
they know they just dodged a gank, essentially.
Yep.
And then he puts down a sentry to see if the jungle's warded. Fortunately, they missed it.
Oh, rough. Uh-oh. Lag.
Ooh, a little bit of lag.
That is server lag if I've ever seen it. I'm surprised they're not... Yeah, okay, Loda mentioned it. I'm surprised they're not pausing or anything right now. Good stuff.
I guess it's fair for
I think it's time to pause here.
Okay.
I think we might see a DC. Yeah, we're gonna see a DC.
Yeah.
Well, we have a moment, Mod. This stream, please let me know if the audio levels are fine. You know, we are now using a really cool setup, and
yeah.
I hope it works. Dota TV's got like all the mixed down audio, so everyone is gonna be fine. But I'm not sure about the stream because I can't monitor this. So if you would let me kindly know in stream, in the good old Twitch chat, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Pimp for again. Like, okay, so I want to give everybody a heads up on what happened this past weekend. So Greg and I traveled to Rochester Institute of Technology to do it's a little college LAN tournament that we did. The guys were kind enough to invite us and host us and have us do production and casting for like, I guess it was like 8 games or something. We had a really good time, but to set things up, we did most of the setup on our own, but when it came to the actual stream setup, Pimp like had to come in remotely at like 4 in the morning from Germany. He like came in through like TeamViewer and like he set everything up
at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. He was going in, and we're just like, all right, well, I guess Pimp's on it. Greg's like laughing like an idiot, like he always does, and you know, he's like, oh, Pimp's fine, you know, whatever. And I get back from Best Buy because we were purchasing up some cables, and Pimp's just on my computer. I'm like, nice, easy. I don't even have to do anything. It's great.
It's dedication, dude.
No, he's super dedicated to everything when it comes to stream quality, production value. And you can see it here in Dota Pit. Well, now the pause is going to go, and it looks like we are going to jump back into the game. Tier 1 tower bottom's just dead, as Pyken has Aghanim Scepter. He's only level 11. He's not even close to level 3 ult, but like they just take down that tower so fast.
Yeah, Aghanim's and then plus 46 damage from the Drow Ranger, and Drow is only level 11 too, so we'll see that number's just going to get higher and higher as the game progresses. That's what I was saying earlier about the late game. I actually think that Alliance is a very excellent late game, just because they have the Drow aura, but the only issue is they're very, very squishy heroes, so it could really go either way depending on the team fight, how the team fight progresses. Probably depending on the initiation for the Axe. It's going to be a lot on him.
It always is, it feels like, in certain circumstances. And Yotis is yet to really find any big team fight initiation. They've been so spread out, and every time they have gotten pushed in, they can't seem to find a way to initiate it. They'll find Yotis here. They're going to even Shackle Shut Potskin. He's dead with Focus Fire. He just goes down so quickly. Zeus Ult comes out. The right click, you can see Yotis is going to get silenced up. The right click, the bullet on his Silken. Deadpool goes for half a second. Yotis dies to an Urn Charge. It just ends so quickly. Like, NiP, like, they can't even... They have half a second to breathe, and they just get jumped on and die. And Alliance are going to look for a tier 3 super early in this game, 19 minutes. NiP are in a heap of trouble here.
Yeah, they're just walking high ground. They don't even have an Aegis. There's just nothing that they can do on the side of NiP.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They do so much damage to this tower.
Dire's
in like the
top
short time
tower
they're
is
getting
under attack.
forcing to look already. I think they're just gonna get around.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Rax is now exposed. Melee Rax getting destroyed. It is daytime. They'll jump back in with Era. Stormhammer is going to go on to 2, but there's no real follow-up. Mad and the Centaur Conquerors are just zoning out for everybody. Like, Era got 4 Centaur Conquerors stunned, or at least a couple, and they're going to get all of them away. Jonas is trying to chase. Battle Hungry, they'll try to turn. Now the call onto Matt. He might be the martyr here. Lightning Bolt. They finally get a Culling Blade. The TP coming out from 1. TP coming out from 2. Pycat might fall here, though. That could be something big, at least for NiP. Now the God Strength, the call is going to go. Pycat in trouble. Dragon Slave, LSA, no Culling Blade mana there, but still they do get 2 kills. And they'll probably get the Centaurs as well. Seal Kid! Oh my god, he almost died. The Buddha Restoration saves his life, and they have to TP home now too, because their range rack's getting
poor guy. He's having a rough time in this game. Dying to literal Chen creeps, just Chen creeps. Poor guy. That sucks to be a support in that position. It happens. Roche is up. Lotus scouts it. He looks like he's just gonna walk in and start soloing it.
His SNY is actually going full BKB. I thought it was going to go SNY with the Yogurt Club, but nope. Yasha into BKB seems to be the choice, and they lose 2 heroes, but I mean, they get so much more out of it for Alliance. And even if they could take this Roshan too, it'd be huge, but it looks like they're waiting for Pycat.
Yeah, that's definitely the right choice. He's a lot of their damage right now, so waiting for him is definitely the right choice. I like the BKB choice on Draw Ranger just because against like just a Zeus, you usually want to go BKB, and then there's also like a Lina and then a Witch Doctor cast running around. It's gonna make him like almost immortal because he can just run away from like the Sven. It's gonna be more on the axe, and the game's like already on him, so.
Soon there will be the days that Mask of Madness does not increase move speed as much, and suddenly that becomes. The item becomes balanced, but until that day, which is on Friday apparently.
Yeah, he's like a really fast running little ranger. Pretty hard to catch him.
So difficult, even with Battle Hungry, even with everything they have. Like they could just kite pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, that's it's what they have to do. Their team is really squishy, minus like the Night Stalker, who. Oh, actually, no. The Night Stalker's really tanky. Yeah, he's pretty much the only tanky one on their team, especially with the mechanism and the Chen heal.
Now with an axe too.
Yeah. Oh shoot, he has axe now. That's rough.
Super rough. The vision is real. The map pack now.
That makes Roche the easiest thing in the world, especially with just the Drow. Oh man.
They know exactly what's happening. The NiP are just... They can't really contest this.
No. Yeah, they know. They don't contest it.
The problem with not contesting this is, like, they just might lose the game here if they try to push high ground or if they find a pickup or something. Like,
it's possible. They're just going for, like, the hyper late game again. This is one of those games where you're gonna see, like, maybe 2 more Roches from now the game will end. Unless Alliance can end it right now. But if NiP win, it's gonna be... Oh, they're actually gonna...
They're just gonna run at Limp. BKB is gonna go for Loda. Right click, Seal Kid is the first to die, unsurprisingly. Limp does get his Zeus sold off, but it doesn't do nearly enough damage to do anything, and that's just it. That's 2 heroes dead. The Bulldog will TP mid after still pushing elsewhere. They're gonna push the tier 2 mid, and then they'll probably try to take the tier 3 without any real issues whatsoever.
Yeah, that's easily a tier 3, I think. Because Zeus has no buyback. They don't know that, but they know he's not going to want to use buyback, even if he did have it. Because his res timer is so low.
There's a double damage on Pycat too. That's crazy. They're even going to find Yodas here in the tree. The darkness is so good. The Orchid's going to go out. Admiral Bulldog will stop hitting him for like a moment and then just kill him now. The call's going to go, and I mean, he's just dead. Well, awkward. God Strength gonna go. They'll try to jump in. They'll find Pycat. He does have Aegis. They're gonna buy back on the axe. There is the death ward. Pycat with the wind run finally goes down though. Laguna Blade will clean him up. They'll be able to get out. No, Blink, they're gonna call him. They're gonna try to bring him in. Pycat getting low. They'll look to clean him up. Now they'll send him back home with Ake. Beautifully done. Arc Lightning continuing to go through.
I think they just want to get out right now. That went a lot better than it could have.
Matt's probably dead.
There's another. Yeah, Matt's just a murderer again.
Good turn. Loda's gonna walk back up. Nat will buy back. He has to TP to the tier 1 tower. And now NiP were like, no, we don't want to fight this anymore. And Bulldog thought about TPing back in, but doesn't. This is such a weird engagement.
They don't want to let this game go to 2 more Roches. They know they can take it now. It's a bit risky, honestly, because if they get wiped here, they have no Aegis. And Ad just bought back. They can take a lot of towers off this if they wipe.
Icat has his BKB ready. It won't matter if he gets jumped on. Paul's gonna go. Oh, the Treant actually stopping the beat. The blink coming out from the axe. Beautifully done from Bulldog just to get in there with that Treant. That's huge. And they get the range Rex too. And now Pycat. Focus fire. BKB's gonna go. LSA not getting too much there. BKB for Loda. Silence on to 3. They're gonna use the void up onto Era. And they'll just take a free racks and back out. Beautiful BKB timing. Zeus ult will go. They'll try to jump and stun on.
I think Matt has the suicide.
But now they're going to jump in. Loading and sent back. Ake in trouble. Mech's up. Still in trouble. Getting chased down. Call up in 5. They have Calling Blade. They'll get it off, but it's just the 1 kill. Everyone else running, just trying to do the Delta split. They'll find Matt, and it looks like he should fall as well. They can get a call.
That's a dieback.
That's unfortunate. He's set for 65 too.
Man, he's such a martyr this game. They're just like trading Raxes for mad deaths.
Whatever works.
Yeah, it works.
Finally, they get the tier 1 middle. Bulldog jumped in. They blinked away from NiP. They won't go any further. They'll grab a double damage for Era, probably. He'll bottle it up. But they're 2 sets of racks down now. And even with the Sven and even with this game that they've got going on, NiP are in a heap of trouble, to say the very least.
I mean, technically speaking, Sven can defend forever against Mega Creeps fairly easily, so never out of the game. But Era does have a blade mail, so not really going for that the whole late game build at the moment. Maybe he can get some farm with all the lanes creeps pushing in, hopefully.
I don't know. For NiP, it seems so difficult this game. They are so far behind. There's an Ags on Ake. If he could find an ancient Granite Golem, that would be. Oh, he has one. Just kidding. All right, well, so much for that.
I like Granite Golem. It's so good. Like it makes chances in the late game. Just like split push with the creeps, and then just pull them to you, and then they just don't die because there's a Granite Golem aura. Easy.
Easy. They could even just like they could push now with that. They'd probably just wait for the roast though. Although that's gonna be a while.
About to do a Hail Mary smoke. It looks like. No, I guess not. Though they don't have one. Just dewarding and 5 manning.
Staying together. They know that the game has honestly been them getting picked off, I think, for the most part. That's really why this game has been so bad. It's just been like they've been in their jungle, 1 or 2 heroes die, and then that turns into a tower or something like that.
Yeah. Just translating kills into objectives is just the name of this game, pretty much. Especially with the Chandra. It's just so easy for a line. They have to 5-man now too, because the vision that the Night Stalker provides. And as I say that, it turns day for just a few seconds.
Yeah, this is maybe they wait for the next nighttime, or wait for darkness.
This is their window. They're gonna go for it.
Big time.
And it's night again. I think this could be a disaster.
They're gonna go in. Air blink. Stormhammer is gonna go. No, not yet. Silence is up. He already has the God's Strength getting low. Laguna Blade. Matt will get called, but they've already lost Era. He's got 5-act. He's not gonna use it. Yoda's fan getting low, but the Death Ward taking down Admiral Bulldog. Steel Kid doing work, but not nearly enough. I think that's a level 1 Death Ward that does absolutely nothing, and they just call GG with 3 dead. They go all in. And Alliance with beautiful synergy, great team play, and massive damage. What even a victory?
They tried for it. They saw like an 8-second window where it was day, and they're like, okay, this is the only point where we can get a good initiation on them. This is like our last Hail Mary, and they did it. And unfortunately, it turned night, and they had just complete dominance of the vision.
Series. I cannot wait to bring you the action. I am super excited to be here as always. Just got back from the Rochester Institute of Technology land not too long ago. Had some Dota 2 Canada Cup casting. We've had a long time before we've had a Dota Pit match, but here we are, NiP versus Alliance. Very excited to be joining you all here today on twitch.tv/DotaPit. Wouldn't have it any other way, guys. And of course, we're here with an all-Swedish affair. Very excited. It's going to be a good one. We have NiP going up against Alliance, the Juggernauts currently. And guess what? Alliance, they've got to stand in. Nikwa, he's not here, but look who they do have. It's Admiral Bulldog. I'm excited. This is going to be a callback to the old Alliance. We're here in the playoffs, the lower bracket, the losers round 2. Alliance versus NiP. Winner will move on to losers round 3. Loser is out of the tournament, so this best of 3 means a whole heck of a lot. Thank you so much for joining us. We are, of course, High Ground TV, bringing you the action today. Produced by Pimp Muckle, observed by as well. We got Mop Packs and Stats. And joining me today as the co-caster is going to be Jenkins. Jenkins, from Leviathan, how are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited. How are you doing?
I'm good. We had some cloudiness before the start of the draft. Of course, you know, working with new production stuff, it's a lot of fun. We're here. We're in the draft. And most importantly, I think everyone's waiting for people to talk about 6.84. I know you guys had a video. Leviathan did a whole little. I was watching you guys actually do it live last night, where you discussed all the patch notes, the patch changes, and one of the things we were talking about before we went live here, the most probably interesting thing is that Nightstalker. We think he's really strong, and he didn't get touched. In fact, he got buffed, like a little bit. He got buffed.
Yeah, they increased the slow on Void, so now it's just like Actually, I don't remember. I think it's just the attack slow is 50 at all levels, which is just like, you know, I don't think you needed it. And the same goes for Spearbreaker. You got a little bit of a buff. Both of those heroes are just like in the Euro scene. They go so ham. Yeah, they're just like getting buffed by Ice Frog. I think people just like didn't fully understand the hero until like just as of late. And now these heroes are getting picked a lot more, and you kind of think, oh man, maybe they didn't need a buff.
Yeah, I think maybe it was a little bit. They didn't really know about the Nightstalker. Yeah. They really didn't understand because he only really came online in like the last month. It was like April was the month of Nightstalker, honestly, and he's now like first pick material, right up there with like Lena, right up there with everybody else. And so, if you look at the drafts right now, I actually like both teams. The Zeus is a very important pickup for NiP, but Alliance get the Chen for Ake, and arguably one of the best Chen players of all time, and he's gonna have a good time. They also get the Drought and Wind Ranger. We'll see how this turns out for Alliance's draft here.
Yeah, the NiP do have a lot of counter push just with these heroes. They have the Witch Doctor for stunning the Chen creeps, the Lena and the Zeus obviously for their just like huge magic burst and counter pushing. So if they actually don't hit their timing with the Chen, and the Draw Ranger also just hitting the towers, NiP could take this just from essentially stalling out the game, depending on the last pick, of course. But
yes,
they definitely have the tools to deal with the Chen if things do go well for them.
Yep. This feels like pseudo deathball from Alliance, kind of, with the Chen and the Draw Range. We talked about the Chen a couple nights ago too, and how important it is to hit that timing window. And if NiP were to pick any like late game-esque hero, I wouldn't go as far as to say like a Spectre, but anything along those lines, then suddenly Alliance would have to deal with, you know, we need to get this game done and over. I mean, they still have a chance late game, obviously, but the Chen and Draw Ranger really make it so there's a lot of pressure early game to get things done.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of pressure because if you can't really against the strategy. I mean, it's not just a Chen here; it's the Draw Ranger, of course, with the Wind Ranger, and the bonus damage on her Focus Fire. You get the Draw Aura for that, of course.
Yes.
So that's it's a lot of damage to these towers. They can't just sit back idly and let the towers fall and just say like, okay, we'll deal with the Chen later. Like they're actually gonna have to fight into it. They might have to do some like Hail Mary play and go for a lot of fighting, which honestly is pretty fun. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, there's going to be some clashes here, especially with the Axe picked up for NiP, and yeah, this is going to be exciting stuff. And it should be important to note this is probably going to be a mid-Wind Ranger. I think Admiral Bulldog can play Wind Ranger offlane, but I think that Pycat, he's just too good on this hero. He's run the good old Slashers Way build a couple of times, which I've been a big fan of, and he's done serious work with the hero. But last pick is probably going to be Bulldog's hero for Alliance. Then for NiP, you've got to get, I think, Era's hero, and there's a lot of Era heroes still left in the pool, so I'm excited, man. This draft has gone pretty quick. I feel as if this is going to be action-packed, and honestly, I'm a big fan of both of the rosters. The Lycan Band comes out, now NiP. They smartly banned out 4th Band Viper. I think that's a solid choice because Chen Viper seems very strong, too. We've seen that before as well.
Yeah, it's really strong. But one thing, it forces the window, which obviously Alliance are a team that are, you know, they have a lot of experience with the Chen, so they're gonna know this too, and they're probably just gonna put on a bunch of pressure. And there's the Furion. Okay.
Team pick.
Now this is not 6.84 yet, so he's not quite as good as he will be. Which, by the way, I'm a big fan of the buffs they gave to Furion. They give like extra base damage to the Trance, like 6 extra base damage. I think Sprout got buffed as well. Yeah. I'm not sure if anything else got touched. I don't think so.
They gave him an Aghanim, so whenever he kills something with Wrath of Nature, it spawns a Treant, and then if you kill a hero with Wrath of Nature, it spawns a Super Treant that does like 3 times the damage and health. It's pretty funny.
All right, well, I didn't read that part. That sounds absurd.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking that NMP's gonna pick up a Jug here. I've just seen them pick a lot of Jug with Axe, and that's like an Era hero, right? So.
Yeah, that's something you can like. Sven as well. That's I really like that against this lineup of all right clickers, mostly right clickers coming out Warcries. It's pretty good this game. I think this is a good choice.
Yeah, you can just munch through like all the summons and the chain creeps and stuff with the Sven cleave like it's nothing.